Today we visit the home of Windsor McKenna. Windsor has a beautiful 1917 Craftsman bungalow in Austin, Texas. It is both eclectic and gorgeous. We can't wait to go in and show you around.
Hi, charming Austin, Texas. I'm Windsor McKenna. Welcome to my home. My house is a Craftsman bungalow that was built in 1917. We bought it about 12 years ago when we, shortly after we moved from New York City. And I grew up in a Craftsman bungalow in North Carolina, so I always really loved this style of house. And I knew, above all, that I needed to have a front porch. When my parents downsized, they gave me a lot of this wicker furniture that was on their front porch my whole life growing up. And my mom even had this magnolia fabric sent off to Atlanta to have it laminated probably 45 years ago. And it's still in really great shape. And the only thing I did was paint the furniture black when I got it because it worked better with my house. In keeping with Southern tradition, we painted the porch ceiling haint blue, which is supposed to keep away evil spirits and bugs. It doesn't really work for the bugs though. The prints on the wall were found in an auction house in Connecticut by my husband's aunt several years ago. She found all of them already framed and gave them to him as a present. All the furniture in here came from my grandmother's, and I had it all recovered. The jukebox was in my parents' house growing up. We had so much fun listening to it and dancing, and when they downsized, we said we wanted it, so my husband drove down to North Carolina and brought it back. And now we switch out the records all the time. We keep it most of the time filled with classic rock. And during the holidays, we switch out the entire thing to all old Christmas music. All the masks on the walls have been souvenirs from our travels. The paintings on the dining room wall were commissioned by an artist friend of ours, Steve Keene. He did paintings as wedding favors for our wedding, and we just love his colorful style. And so I sent him some measurements and told him that I wanted it to be monochromatic, and that was about it. And I let him do his thing, and I love what he came up with. The chandelier was originally an oil lamp that was hanging in my mom's antique dealer's barn. And once when I was visiting with her, I commented how much I liked it. And a few years later, when I got married, he gave it to me as a wedding gift. The Santa Claus painting was something that my mother always hung up during Christmas time at our house growing up. And she gave it to me, and something about the change in the humidity here in Texas caused it to start to deteriorate, but I really loved it. So we gave it to the artist Butch Anthony and had him do his thing to it. And now we keep it up year round. This is my 11-year-old daughter, Mary Austin's bedroom. She recently got to do a refresh and she chose all the art and where she wanted it to go. This is my grandmother's bed that she is sleeping in. I used to sleep in it too, and I love it so much. And she really wanted a soft and fluffy rug, and I got this Moroccan rug for her from Etsy. This is my 14-year-old daughter Jane's bedroom. She also recently got to refresh it and wanted something a little more sophisticated. We recently redid the hall bathroom that the girls share. It's also our guest bathroom / powder room, and so I really wanted it to look nice and be functional. I found the dresser at round top and found a marble remnant for the top. The wallpaper is from Counterpart Studios here in Austin. They did a collaboration with Fort Lonesome, who does chain stitch embroidery. We love these pocket doors that we can close off sometimes between the dining room and the kitchen. The house originally ended right here, and so this was the original kitchen, and the previous owners did an addition about 25 years ago and did an amazing job matching the floor and the woodwork and just making it look like it was all part of the original house. The kitchen is great, and we have cook all the time and have so many parties, and it's just an amazing entertaining space. Someday I'd like to make some aesthetic changes to it, but for the most part, it's incredibly functional and where we spend a lot of time. The screened-in porch off the kitchen was recently sort of spruced up. I found this set of Paul Frankel rattan furniture at Round Top, and it was already recovered in this great green performance fabric, so I got really lucky. The back porch is always the bar when we have parties, so I had a carpenter make me these 2 bar cabinets with these doors that were from the bar in my parents' house growing up. The beavers were punched by my dad. My maiden name is Beaver, our family name is Beaver, and some of them even have little things on them very specific to our family. This is the den where we hang out and watch TV. It also doubles as my office. This sofa is from IKEA, and I had covers made for it from a company called Bims and bought new legs for it from Pretty Pegs. And then these pillows, some are from Garza Marfa, some are from a store that used to be here called J.M. Dry Goods. And I made a couple. The green sofa is from Uncommon Objects. I found it in the corner there one day. It was already covered in that fabric, and I had been looking for something just that size to fit in that funny little space. And it's a Knoll sofa bed that actually pulls out flat and fits a twin mattress. We love art, and we love collecting folk art from places we travel and American folk art, and we love art done by friends. Paintings, photographs, whatever. The TV is also a piece of art from our artist friend Matt Murphy, who also did that piece, but it's a frame TV, and I just put a piece of his art on there. A few years ago, we decided to paint our bedroom black just to make it really dark and cozy in here, and I really love it. It can be a challenge sometimes when I'm trying to get ready because it is very dark, but we really love it. Almost all the furniture in here is antique. I found these bedside tables at Round Top. I found the Asian dresser at Round Top. Some of the other things came from my parents' house. The bed is new, but I chose it because it looked old. My husband collects Marshall lamps from Mart Studios from the 60s or 70s. We bought a bunch of them when we were living in Brooklyn and have them all over the house. We have a lot more art in here, some by our friends, some folk art, posters from El Cosmico. Every year we go to the Trans Pecos festival and with a bunch of friends and have a great time. And we wear a lot of hats. I would say that my design style is everything. I love lots of bright color. I'm inspired by traveling to Mexico and lots of other places, but I was always really inspired by my mother growing up. Her house then and her house now are beautiful, and she has amazing style. And obviously a lot of the furniture in my home is from her. And so I've used it and sort of put my own spin on it. I really love living in Austin. One of my favorite things about Austin is the weather. I know that's not a popular opinion, but I really like hot weather. I'm a big water skier, and I spend a lot of time on the lake, and I can ski year round here, which is amazing. Thank y'all so much for coming to my home. I hope you enjoyed it. Bye.
Thanks so much for joining us on our charming Austin, Texas home tour. Check out the list of links featuring some of our favorite items from today's tour, and please make sure to like and subscribe for more content.